This is the Amp Hour Podcast, recorded April 29th, 2015, episode 247, with Voja Antonic, Gerontogenous, Galaksija, Genesis. Welcome to the Amp Hour. I'm Chris Gamble of Contextual Electronics. And this week I am by myself. Well, not quite by myself, but I am doing an intro by myself because Dave couldn't make it, but I am in Serbia, where I may have mentioned a couple times in the past episodes, here for work and doing some fun things around town. But I actually got lucky. I wasn't going to record this week, but one of my coworkers mentioned there was someone here in Serbia who was basically invented the only computer that was affordable and available in town, not in town, but in Yugoslavia back in the early 80s. And so we got in contact with him, and he was able to come by, and I was able to interview him. His name's Voja, and just awesome. And he's, just the tinkerer, that archetype of someone who's just making because he has to, and ended up being a really great interview. And then, of course, my audio equipment crapped out on me, so not the best sound quality, unfortunately. I apologize about that, but this was kind of on last minute on the road. So hopefully you enjoy it. Some great history here, and I'll talk to you after I'm done talking to Voja.
Oh, okay.
Correct.
Okay. So welcome, Voja.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. So you, my coworkers helped contact you, and I'm very excited. And there's lots of history about Serbia and former Yugoslavia and the computing. And so, where did you get started in electronics?
Oh, it was a long ago. It was maybe about 50 years ago.
50 years?
Yes.
Oh.
Very long ago. I'm almost 63 now, and I began it very, very early.
Uh-huh.
Even I didn't know anything about digital electronics then. There was no internet, of course.
Of course.
I had no books, no magazines, but I started somehow.
Yeah.
So I had to invent some circuits. I invented flip-flop before I heard anything about it.
Yeah.
Also, Gratz bridge. I invented a lot of things.
So what was the first motivation, though? Was it seeing other devices, or? No, I didn't know a lot about electronics, but when you deal with digital electronics, you don't have to know too much. I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I heard someone said each idiot can count to one. It's very easy to start.
Right. Yeah, yes. We have a poster, actually. We made a poster with that same phrase. Yeah. That's good. So you got started in electronics. Did you then self-taught all the way, or any university education?
No. So I tried, but somehow I couldn't pass the exam, so I never studied it.
Yeah. Okay.
So everything I learned it myself.
The hard way. Yeah, but that.
Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
Alo. Da, kaži brzo. Jeste, ajde, spremite sada, izvini, ne mogu da pričam. Neće. Sorry.
That's okay. No, it's our listeners now hear what I've been trying to learn Serbian all week. It's a nice language, actually. It's very flowing, I think. I think so. Yeah.
It was my son. He's preparing lunch, and
That's good.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
I switched it off.
So self-taught. Actually, some other people in the 8-bit computer realm, it seems like they were also very self-taught.
A lot of them, yes.
Yeah.
I think so. Yes.
I think it's really interesting because
I wouldn't have expected that. But then again, even schools didn't have. There was no school for learning about early computers, anyways.
Yeah, at that time there was no school.
Right. So
yes, sure.
you have to make it up either way. You have to just learn and try.
Maybe it was my advantage to
maybe right. Yeah, because if you're in school and they want you to learn tubes or single transistor analog theory, then that can be more difficult.
Yes, and you think that's the whole electronic world, but when you do it with yourself, then you have unlimited sites.
Yeah, right, exactly. So could you tell me more about former Yugoslavia? I heard there was a lot of component manufacturing here, and there was a larger electronics industry in the past, right?
Yes, but even at that time it was obsolete somehow.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, it was. And when first 8-bit computers appeared on the market, you couldn't buy the computer here. It was simply forbidden. It was.
Yeah, I read online it was the imports were restricted.
Yes, it was restricted, and no one cared about it. No one even knew what are the computers, and
right.
So you have to become the smuggler.
Oh, really?
Yes, and I was not only me, but all my friends had to be smugglers.
Right.
There was no legal way to buy the computer.
Right. Exactly. That's crazy. So people were doing that though, because I also read the costs were much higher than was normal here. So like the salaries, the one computer was maybe a month's salary or very expensive relative.
Yes, it was quite expensive at that time. The salaries were pretty low here at that time. But of course, we bought those computers, we had them, and.
So you had heard about them externally though, so that's why you wanted to.
Yes, I bought the magazine named Byte.
Oh yeah,
it was a great magazine.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that there was.
Right. Well, many magazines are gone these days. I think only very few are left, like Silicon Chip. And a few other, what's the one? Elector, I think, is still around.
Elector, yes, it was German magazine.
Yeah, right.
Yes, it was very, very good.
Yeah. So the whole industry is kind of changing for that, but I think that maybe all the online stuff helps supplement. So that's good.
At that time, computers were computers. Now they are something I don't know. You had to know about something about the computing to use those computers at that time, but now they are something other. They are just simply brands and nothing more.
Exactly. Tap for buying an app, and and now you have to. Or back then you had to build it yourself and then also program it yourself, and when something went wrong, it wasn't just buy something new. So let's talk about I'm not sure I'm going to say it right. Is it Galaksija for the computer?
Yes.
So this is the computer that you invented because of the restrictions.
It was not my first computer. I made a few of my computers before that, and I made those computers were my original project. But when I made Galaksija, I just wanted to see how simple it can be, how simple I can make the computer, and how cheap it can be if you make it yourself with your hands. And I was just once on my vacation. It was year 83.
Okay.
And I was on the Adriatic Sea.
Okay.
And it's always all my vacations are lousy vacations. I don't like losing time. I don't know what to do there.
Yeah. Idle hands, right? Yeah.
Yes, and I can't use my hands. So I took some notebook and pencil and just used my brain if I can't use my hands.
Yeah.
Yes, and I made the conception for the microcomputer, which can be pretty simple.
Yeah.
And
I saw it was mostly off-the-shelf components. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Yes. And when I came home, I saw that it works.
Yeah.
It just had a few chips. I used some advantages which Z80 microprocessor offers, thanks to its refresh register. I used it in some very convenient way to generate the video signal.
Right. And that's I read again. I don't know much about Z80s or even generating VGA, but I read that it took a lot of the processing just to do for the video output.
Sure, it took about 80% of time generating video, but you still have your 20%, and it's still computer.
Yeah, right, exactly.
It was slow, but it was computer.
Right, it's just a more constrained system to play with then, you need to program better.
I just wanted to offer it. Maybe someone else would like to build it. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I just put it in papers, in magazine. It was a new magazine, which the first magazine which was about computers here in Yugoslavia, and that do-it-yourself project was published in the first issue of that.
Oh, really? The first? Oh, yes, wow.
So we started. And I just didn't expect too much about it.
You just thought, publish and tell people about it.
And when we finished that job the job for that first issue of that magazine, the editor, Jovan Regasek, he was the editor of that magazine, and Dejan Ristanovic, he wrote a lot of articles in that magazine. And we were sitting at that some room, and Jova asked, "What do you think? How much people will make this computer?" Yeah. And I said, "I don't know. Maybe 50 of them."
50, yeah, right.
And then said, "Well, I think that it will be at least 100." And Jova said. He said, "Oh, don't be crazy. There will be at least 500." And I said, "No, but only a few.
Go higher."
After a few months, he took me to the same room and showed me 8,000 letters from people who made it.
8,000 letters?
8,000 letters. Yes, it's just crazy. Big stack of letters.
Oh my God, that's like a full room.
Yes. It was maybe 1/4 of the room.
Wow.
They didn't know.
But that's just people that wrote in as well. So there may have been more.
They made it with their hands.
Wow. So you said there wasn't as much interest, but did that spark interest? Did that make the interest?
Yes.
So it's like one person built it, told his friend.
It was just the right moment to launch such a project.
Okay. And this was 1983?
It was at the beginning of 84.
84. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So and similar computers at this time, a lot of other Z80 based computers as well.
Yes, a lot of computers. Z80A or Motorola's 6502.
So were there you said there was restrictions on components. Was that
not
one component?
Components, but computers. You couldn't import not just computers, but everything that was more expensive than $500. $500 was the limit that you can import anything.
Okay.
If it costs more than $500, then you have to be a smuggler.
Really? Wow. So what was the cost of building yourself then? Like if someone read the magazine and then went and bought components?
I think that we made some calculations. It was about 230 Deutschmarks. I don't know how many dollars.
Yeah, right. We'll go type on Google and find what that was then. Yeah. Okay. So the relative though, much cheaper though than the import limit. Okay. And so in that 20% remaining, What were people building with it? What kind of, was it building games or word processors or everything?
Sorry, I didn't understand you.
So the remaining memory, the program or the processing and stuff like that. What kind of applications were people building at the beginning?
Mostly games.
Mostly games. Okay.
Mostly games,
yeah. Okay.
yes.
Makes sense.
And I made a lot of games for that computer, and well, you couldn't do word processing at that time because you had no printers.
Oh, right.
Well, you could write something, but you also didn't have hard disks, floppy disks.
Right.
We used cassette.
Yeah.
And when you switch it off, then the text just vanishes, and so there is no sense to use it as for word processing.
My coworkers were telling me there used to be a radio station where they would play video games over the air, and then you record.
It was a great idea from my friend Zoran Modley. Yes, I think that it's just beginning of a wireless.
Yeah, right.
Yes, all those programs were kept in cassettes, and it was in the audio range.
Yeah, right. Certain bandwidth available.
So we published those games through radio.
That is so great.
Yes.
And so
everybody could take the cassette recorder and record the game and use it on the computer.
That is brilliant. And so was it like, how did you know when to start recording? Was it like there was like a beep?
No, there was some header. There was some header which about 1 second of permanent tone, 1 kilohertz. And after that, the program starts.
I see. So basically, someone would listen to the radio, hear the tone.
Yes, and Zoran Modley said, now we shall have some game. We were talking about game, and then program starts, and you had some awful noise for 1 or 2 minutes.
Yeah, right. And people turned on the radio when they didn't want it.
Wow. They used those programs, and it worked.
And I would think that would make even more people want to build computers then as well, because they'd hear it. What is this? Yes. Oh, this is a game, and
it was the beginning of a computer revolution.
Yeah. And so the Galaksija hooked into just standard televisions as well? Like
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sure.
Okay.
Any TV set.
Okay. And so black and white at first, or multicolor?
Only black and white.
Okay, black and white.
There were no colors.
Okay.
Because memory was expensive at that time.
Right. Of course. Yeah. That is still early. And so we said the not C64 era. That was like the. Is that like Altair?
Z81.
Okay.
And after that, Spectrum.
Spectrum. Yeah. Right. Okay. That's cool. And so you actually brought a piece of hardware here where your friend helped you emulate.
My friend Dusan Grujic made the Galaksija computer in single chip, in FPGA chip.
Yeah.
And so he gave me, it's very small.
Yeah. I'll try and post a picture.
Just like one matchbox.
Yeah, right, exactly. And it's got is this a computer? Like PS2?
You can connect PS2.
Right.
A keyboard and VGA monitor.
Yeah. And then it's just powered by USB and
powered through USB port.
Yeah,
yes.
Brilliant.
Very simple, but it works. It's just like original.
Yeah. And so, are people still writing programs and playing with the computer?
You mean now?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Well, there's a big.
I saw a lot of software which simulates.
Oh yeah, like emulator. Yeah, right.
But I don't think that anyone else games.
There's a very large. I'm very surprised actually. Like there's a very large vintage computing community, and people love it. Yeah.
And I am surprised, and I'm very much surprised about it. After some time, people were making those computers. They were interested in computers, but when PC computers began to evolve, Of course, I couldn't follow the multi-billion industry.
Right. Bill Gates and
Yes, sure. So simply everybody forgot about my computer. They also told me, "Wow, what is your computer? I have the computer which can do everything much more and much faster than your Galaksija, so it's piece of shit." But I think that they just didn't see the difference between having a computer and making your own project.
Right, exactly.
I can go and buy a car now, but I cannot make my own car.
Right, and even repairing these days, everything is so finished assemblies that you can't open. Like they don't allow you to open, or there's so many computers inside it, they're unable to. You can't program it, that kind of thing.
So I had about 5 or 6 prototypes for Galaksija because we had to describe somehow that do-it-yourself process.
Mm-hmm.
We took a lot of photos, and I just produced a lot of prototypes for Galaksija. And I had those prototypes. I kept them somewhere, but in year 95, I simply threw them.
Oh, they threw them away? Yeah.
I threw them away, and I didn't have them anymore. But after some time, the community began to evolve. The community which were interested in those obsolete computers, retro computers.
Yep.
And they asked me, what happened with your prototype? Because I threw them away. And someone said to me, oh, that's a pity. That's a pity because the museum asks you for one.
Yeah, the Computer History Museum?
Yes. History Museum here in Belgrade. They asked me for one computer. And then luckily I found one of them in my cellar.
Oh, you did?
Yes,
good.
I did. And it was still operational. I gave it to them, and now they have it in the.
It's still working?
Yes, it's still working.
Wow.
So it's a great honor for me to be in the museum.
That's amazing.
Yes, it's a really great honor for me.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that I didn't find that one.
Right, exactly. The cleaning was only in certain parts of the house, right? Yeah. So what were some of the other chips? So there was the Z80 was the main processor.
Yes.
Was there other peripheral chips that were required for?
No.
So just Z80?
No, just the Z80A, some RAM memory, some EEPROM memory.
Okay.
And just a few, maybe 5 or 6 chips more, which some buffers, nothing more.
Right. Simple. Yeah.
A lot of job was done in the software of Z80, and that's all.
Okay, that's good. So, and then when people were assembling these, were they able to buy a circuit board to solder to, or?
Yes. There was one factory which produced those circuit boards, PCBs, printed circuit boards, and then sold them.
Okay.
And they also sold, later they sold the components for Galaksija computer. And I think that they earned a lot of money. A lot of people earned, except me.
You earned the pride and the,
Sure, it's quite enough for me.
Yeah, right. Well, that's good though. And I talked to a coworker. He said that he also used your EEPROM programmer or emulator or something at some point, a different project. Maybe not for the Galaksija.
I made my EEPROM programmer. I don't know, what do you mean?
I think it was maybe a later one. He said he had used
EEPROM emulator.
That's it. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe I made a lot of EEPROM emulators at that time. Because you had no flash memories then. We had to burn EEPROMs and to erase them by ultraviolet light. It was a very slow process. So I made some EEPROM simulators. So that project, which is under development process, sees that the emulator like EEPROM. The computer with assembler which serves for that development process, sees it at his RAM.
Yeah, so basically it was like feeding opcodes from
Yes.
one computer to another,
Yes,
and
yes.
so it looked like an EEPROM.
Yes.
Ah, that's good though, so that you don't have to turn the EEPROM many times. And
Yes. I still have that emulator, but of course I don't use it anymore because no one uses EEPROMs anymore.
I hear a lot of, actually, my old job, we were still using the light for supporting older projects, especially.
Is it?
Yeah. So, I mean, they still exist, especially industrial equipment. There's stuff that's 30, 40, 50 years old. I mean, it's crazy. It's early stuff. So that's great. So what are some of the other projects you've been working on since then? I mean, so Galaksija started to change and...
Yes, but I made a lot of projects. I published them in all computer magazines, which began to appear at the time.
Yeah.
I think that I have more than 50 projects, maybe between 50 and 100 projects.
Wow.
Which were published at that time.
Was this still when you did they pay for publishing as well? Did they pay you for
just as I don't know how to say it, as if I wrote
If you
article for the magazine.
Right. It's not like they paid for the hardware. It's just one article.
Just for the
$10, $20 because if you wrote about your project or you wrote about the book you read and that idea. Yeah.
Yes, sure.
Oh, okay. Wow. So what are some of the older magazines? Because maybe we could find some of the.
There were Računari u vašoj kući, computers at your computers in your home.
Mm-hmm.
It was the first magazine here. Then the World of Computers, My Micro. I think there were 5 or 6 different computer magazines.
Okay, wow, yeah, that's good. So what are some of and these are all based around microcontrollers, the projects themselves, just for different tasks?
I think that I was the only one who published the projects with microprocessors.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
And maybe still I am here in Serbia.
Why is that?
I don't know.
No?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that a lot of people who can do that just simply went somewhere to the West, America,
maybe.
Western Europe, and there's not a lot of people here.
It seems like there's a lot of higher level software here. Like there's many people that are very good at higher level software, but I know that universities, especially, they I'm talking to someone from the university tomorrow, I think, and they have some microcontrollers, but maybe not publishing about it. So maybe that's the big difference, is they don't want to share it. But you've always been very open to sharing. You've written books about patents and other, so you've always shared your projects. Why did you do that?
I don't know. Why not?
Sure, yeah. And so then people wrote to you and told you?
Yes, a lot of people.
Yeah.
I have a lot of contacts with people.
That's good, yeah.
Which are grateful. Even a lot of people call me from USA or from Western Europe, and they say, thanks to you, I became engineer, programmer, and so on. Because at that time, no one knew anything about computers, and they just learned through my articles and through my projects.
That's awesome. That's amazing. Yeah, and actually, so one of my coworkers was the one who asked about the EEPROM program or emulator. He was one as well, and he's very successful because of you. So.
I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah,
I'm always glad to hear.
Yeah, that's great though, and I think it was very uncommon then as well, right? Because there was a lot of industry based on electronics, and there was money in it. So the fact that you weren't doing it just for money was different.
Well, I still don't do it for money. Yes, I do it for money. I do projects which are ordered and they are paid money, but I'm not rich. I'm not rich. I just earn for a living, and it's quite enough for me. I have my four walls. I can sit there and work just for my pleasure.
Yeah.
Not because someone ordered it, but just for my pleasure.
Yep.
And when you work for your pleasure, then you have pleasure.
Yeah.
And someone else works for money, and he has money. Well.
Right, and there's less of the good feelings around that than the building, and that's, I think that our audience is we have 10,000 listeners right now so far, mm-hmm. and I think many of them will identify with that feeling because there's lots of people that are similar, that they have their four walls, or in my case I'm in a basement, my basement walls, and it's just about building and learning and that need to keep going, like when you said with the vacation, keep building, keep it. It's a part of identity, So
I'm sorry that there is not a lot of people here which feel it in the same way.
Yeah. Maybe there are though, and they're just. That's, I think, one of the things the internet helps is it helps point people out. There's no social center for it, so that changes things. So what about the other? So I know you don't like your Wikipedia article, but I am interested in some of these things. So like the Conway's Game of Life, a lot of people use those as as an early programming project. But it said on here that it was going for like 20 plus years or something like that, or.
What?
It's sorry, I'm reading. Like I said, Wikipedia. So it was.
Conway's Game of Life was my first project with microprocessor.
Oh, it was? Oh, wow.
I ever made with Z80.
Ah, okay.
I bought through. I ordered two Z80 microprocessors from USA. I remember they were $20 each, and one of them was faulty.
Yeah. Oh, really? Wow.
Yes. But with the other one, I made my first Game of Life project with 16 times 16 with 256 LEDs.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Nice.
And I still have it.
You do, and it's still operational.
It still works.
Wow, nice. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome. And so then also you were involved with the sports, with the winter sports and doing the timing system.
Yes, it was for. I made 5 different timing systems for winter sports,
like racing.
For ski racing, and they were official timing machines for some racing. I don't know.
Like skiing, maybe, or
for skiing, yes, but for the contests. No, I'm sorry.
Was it like the Olympics or no? Not Olympics. Like the was it around the Olympic
championships.
Okay. So like the professional league,
yes.
And I see.
Yes.
Okay. So and like when you were doing that, I know today I can go and buy a real-time clock for that's accurate to a couple nanoseconds, microseconds, that kind of thing for very cheap. How did you actually maintain the time with the older?
I made just oscillators by quartz crystals.
Yeah.
Nothing more than that.
Okay.
You didn't need high accuracy for those.
Okay.
Because you had only 1 or 2 minutes with one hundredths of a second resolution. So
I see.
You have enough accuracy in one quartz crystal.
To divide it down, that kind of thing.
About 10 ppm accuracy is quite enough for that application.
I see. That's good. No, that's good. So how have you been seeing things change over time? I mean, obviously the industry has changed in Yugoslavia. What has changed?
I was very disappointed.
Yeah.
About the computer industry and the way it changes. I was very disappointed. At first, I was disappointed when the first Windows operating systems appeared.
Yeah.
they were normally they wanted a market, and they knew that they had to make the simple enough graphical user interface just to get that market, to appear on that market, and we succeeded. It's normal, but I don't like it. I just want the computer to be computer, not to be so.
Yeah, you want the electronics part of the computer, not the tool that is. Right. Yeah. No. I understand that. And so, did the change in Serbia, Yugoslavia to Serbia, did the availability of local components change over time as well?
Yes, you can buy those components here. Mm-hmm. At that time, I had to travel to Munich 1,000 kilometers.
Really? Wow.
to buy those components, because I couldn't find them here. Now you can buy everything here.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, crossing borders to get components. That's dedication.
Don't need anymore.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So that's good. And so you still develop with a lot of microchip parts. I saw the app note that you wrote. Can you tell us about the app note? What's it called? The engineer's assistant?
Yes, engineers. Well, this is a project for some combined. It was also the single chip project for some instrument which includes logic probe, logic analyzer, serial protocol, RS-232 protocol analyzer, and a few more instruments in just single instrument which you can hold in your hand. It was very small. It was just like logic probe, but it had a lot of functions built in. And those at that time, those microcontrollers were very poor with program memory. They had only 1 kilobyte program, and I managed somehow to build all those functions in 1 kilobyte of memory.
That's
and I just wrote a letter to Microchip, and they said, "Whoa, we don't believe you that one kilobyte can have so much functions, so many functions built in." They asked me to build one and to send them by post, and I did it. And they said, everyone was fascinated about it, and please, can you make us 5 more samples? Yes, and send us.
Okay.
And I did it. I sent them. They used it on their conferences just to show how
much you can fit in one.
How much, you can compress in 1 kilobyte of program. And as the compensation for that project, they had to send me some development system for microchip controllers. It was a deal. So I did everything. I made the description. I made it as an application note. And when the time came for them to send me that compensation, then they just said, "We are sorry, but you are under embargo, and we cannot contact you anymore." And the next year,
because this is late 90s.
Yes, there was late 90s.
Yeah.
Next year we had the bombing here.
Right. Yes. Yep.
And maybe 8 or 9 years after that, they sent me something.
Oh, really?
Yes, a lot of time.
Okay.
I had to protest a few times.
Yeah.
And at last they sent me that which I was not interested in.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. Yeah. Oh man. So how do you fit that much into one? I mean, that 1K, is it all? I mean, I'm guessing it's all
hand-coded assembly.
Yes, assembly code.
Yeah.
All my projects are written in assembly language.
Okay. And so, I mean, I see that there's still a lot of assembly that's done for small, low power type of projects. But do you hear about people still doing a lot of assembly and writing to you about that?
No. They are confused when they hear that I work in assembly.
Yeah.
They are pretty confused. They say, but why? But I'm a hardware guy, and when I use assembler, I'm pretty close to that hardware, and I feel better. I have a lot of freedom to do anything I want.
Right.
So I can make the programs which execute in high speed. I can generate VGA signals, some audio signals also, and all that in real time.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see why would I use higher level language.
I know. I see people.
It's something which someone else made, not me.
Right.
It's just if you are sculptor, if you are the artist sculptor, is it the correct word?
Yes.
If you are a sculptor, you can make some your sculptures with, just from a stone. You know how Michelangelo works.
Yeah, marble and the chisels and
Yes, he has some hammer and it was not easy for him, but he made valuable sculptures that way.
Mm-hmm.
But now you can take Lego cubes and make the same thing. That's a higher programming language for me.
I like that analogy.
It works. You can make it, and it's very easy.
Right.
But it's something that someone other made.
Right.
You.
And David would look really blocky.
I'm sorry for my English.
No, that was a great description. That was a beautiful description. I'm imagining a Lego David now. Yeah. That's good. No, and I think so. What do you think is a good? I think there's people interested in it. Personally, I only do C. I've never done assembler, or maybe very little, and it's always kind of scary for me now. So what do you suggest as a good project to start with? If you're just maybe you're using a pick, like you use many pick parts, what's a good project to get started with that you like as a simple project?
Project you mean for assembler or for anything?
Either is good, but I think for learning assembler, something that's
Well, if you want to do your projects with microcontrollers now, then you should start with Blinkled project.
Blinkled, okay, yeah.
Blinkled is something like Hello World.
It's exactly. I have a thing.
When you make that project and when you make it work, when it starts to blink that LED, then you make the great step, great leap.
Yeah. It's like you're changing your environment, right?
Yes. Yeah. It started to work. Each other step will be just quantitative, not qualified. It's not. It brings you no. You made a new quality when it started to blink.
Yeah, right.
But each new project will just be not so.
It's like a derivative of the blink, right? That blink is the first thing, and then everything else
is the first thing.
Yeah.
You can soon you will get new ideas. What you can make.
You'll see ideas out in the world.
First, you have to make the first step.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So start simple, get the blinking, and then see where other things need to start. Like a light switch now, you can make the light switch go on. You can turn a relay on. Yeah. Okay, that's good. That's very good advice. Yeah. And so you're still developing with microchip parts, though, pick parts, even after some of the messiness that happened.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I still use them, and I love using them.
Yeah. How did you get started with them? Because you were at Z80. What made you move over?
After Z80, I first started with Intel's 8038, then 8031, 8051.
Yep.
First microcontrollers, which were not so powerful.
Yeah.
Yes, but it's not so easy to use microprocessors. When you use microprocessor, you have to add external memory, external program memory, external peripherals, which you have all in microcontrollers.
Right.
So it's much easier to use microcontroller than microprocessor.
Right. Yeah.
And it's much easier to become the development engineer now than it was maybe 30 years ago.
Yeah, right, because you don't need to buy full systems or build full systems. You just buy one chip and then just the
And you have everything.
Yeah, that's very nice. So speaking of, let's if you don't mind telling me what is the name of this project on the table?
I still don't have name. It's the retro game controller. I planned to use it on CCC at Hamburg. CCC 32.
Yes.
This year at Hamburg as the workshop do-it-yourself project.
Right. So you will have the PCBs ready to go. People solder.
Yes.
Yep.
It's a small PCB. It's single chip project with one microcontroller, PIC. 24.
Oh, 24. Okay.
Yes, 24. It's 16-bit processor. It was not supposed to generate VGA signal, data signal, or audio signal, but I simulated by software. So now it generates 16-color signal, video signal. It even supports sprites.
Oh, really?
So yes.
Wow.
Just like old games, some 8-bit computers. Now you can build it yourself. It's only in one chip. I made one game at that moment. I hope that I will make some more before CCC.
Yes.
Maybe, I don't know.
Right, time-wise, and
yes.
Yeah. It's amazing how soon December feels already, which is when CCC is. Yeah. And so you designed the PCB as well?
Yes, I designed my PCB. I will take my PCBs there and offer them for workshop.
Yeah, and you'll be working with Mitch Altman as well?
Right? Yes.
Right.
It was Mitch Altman's idea to ask me to make some project for that workshop.
Great.
Then I got the idea to make this. This is a retro game. It's two-dimensional game. This game is the old Spectrum's game, which name is Jumping Jack.
Yes, and I saw a version of it, and it's very difficult to play, but it's beautiful colors and good music. You added music to it, and it's very, very impressive. So when you are generating the VGA signal, is it using is it DAC output? Is that how you do it, or is it using just like bit flipping on single channels?
No, there is no DAC output.
There's no DAC. Okay.
No, it's just binary output, and I just made some tricks with resistor ladders to generate some shades of those colors.
Yeah.
You just need the full intensity and half intensity on one color.
And that's enough to generate a bunch of them. Right.
That's enough. That's sure.
That's great. And so like I said, the CCC is in December. I think there would be many people that would be interested in this workshop.
I hope so.
I think it'll be very popular.
I hope so.
Yeah.
It's very simple game. It's small. It's not bigger than one cigarette box.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yes, it's on single PCB with single chip. You just have some keys for cursors.
Yeah, a nice laser cut cover on it as well.
It's very simple.
Yeah, I think that'll be very good. That's good. So I also wanted to ask about. I was looking at some of you write books as well.
Yes.
So can you tell us some of your books and what they're about?
But they are not technical books.
No, that's okay. Actually, so unfortunately, my co-host couldn't be here, but I saw that some of these books are about critical thinking and being skeptic, and this is also a very interesting thing for us. I mean, obviously, this is closer to the end of the show. So.
You see, you have to know the situation here during 90s. This tragical 90s.
Right.
Yes, there were a lot of astrologers here.
Yeah.
Clairvoyants, how they
yeah.
And,
it's frustrating, huh?
yes, and prophets, and it was the dark age. It was 90s were dark age.
Yeah.
And no one. Each time when you switch on the TV, you could see or radio, you could hear everyone speaking about those dark things, about prophecies, about astrology, and so on. But you couldn't hear anyone speaking from the position of
science and reason.
Science, yes. Reason.
Yeah.
So,
logic.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's.
And I just wanted to make some move. I thought that maybe someone will think, well, if that guy's things just like I think, maybe I'm not crazy. Maybe
Find other people, right?
Yes. It was very successful.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Yes.
Yeah. I read about the attaching the divining rod to the binding of the book. That's very interesting.
But it just had to demonstrate that there is some psychological mechanism which works, which moves that rod or that pendulum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so then also about you wrote about patents as well. So
I wrote about them, but I don't have my patents. I never patented.
You never patented
anything in my life. Everything that each my project is in public domain.
Right. Just from publishing and releasing in the world. So you wrote about other ones that are silly patents as well, like the
yes.
Any particular ones that we should look at in there? Or?
Oh, I don't know. I had my patent. My patent is the detector for vampires.
And how does that work?
Yes. Just a little. You see, people believe that you cannot see vampire in the mirror.
Yeah.
You know about that.
Yes.
So if you take one box, and if you see the scene in front of you, which is reflected by two mirrors in the box.
Okay. Yeah.
But by two mirrors, you can see it normal. You can see the normal picture.
Okay.
But you cannot see vampire because there are mirrors inside. But when you press one button, you shall remove one mirror and see the normal scene. So if you periodically press and release that button, and you look at a group of people, then the vampire will blink.
Right, it'll come in and out of the picture,
so
right?
It will blink. All people will appear normal, but the vampires will blink. So you can detect the vampires in the group of people. Of course, it was a joke.
Yeah, of course. Did you ever build the box or no?
No.
Just the patent. But that's the important thing, is that patents don't need to be built, which is ridiculous, right? It's like.
Well, it was not built. It was just the conceptual idea.
Yeah.
And
right.
I'm not afraid of vampires.
Oh, that's great. So what is in the future for you? I mean, you have your kit. Are you building other projects that you're very excited about right now?
Yes, I just I don't know. Don't think about future.
Yeah. Are you interested in any of the? I mean, right now with microcontrollers, there's a lot of internet connected type stuff. Is that interesting at all, or is that more just not your style?
No, I use the internet just like each normal person at this moment. The only thing which I don't want to do is to get back to Facebook, to Twitter.
Oh yeah.
Don't like that.
Right. No, I meant get your projects communicating to the internet. So like broadcasting from sensors, or have you looked at that at all? No. More localized.
I made my site now, and I just began to publish to describe my patents in detail. No, not patents, my project in projects in detail, and just to offer them also as do-it-yourself projects.
Oh, good. Yeah, so hopefully people can go and read about other good projects and stuff.
Sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. I got so lucky that you were available and that you said yes, and I very much appreciate it.
Yes.
I think that it's good history, and I'm very, very excited for this project. I think people will very much enjoy it.
Oh, thank you.
Great.
It was a pleasure.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So that was my show with Voya. I know that I don't usually do intros and outros for the show, but I felt like I had to. One because it was a little bit shorter than normal because he had to go and we had to discuss some other things around the office. But I also wanted to call out the fact that I didn't actually know what his personal site was before the show. So I was looking at the wiki pages of the Galaksija and his site and stuff like that. And the wiki pages, like he said, is not his favorite. Anyways, voya.rs, that's the site. If you're just listening, I'll have links in the show notes as well. And he publishes like this guy is one of the, Dave talks about all the time about people have been doing this for a long time of publishing their projects. If you talk to people in the Balkans or even in Europe or US or anywhere else, he is the guy. This is someone who is extremely influential and get a lot of people getting into electronics. So definitely a great story, and definitely he's still doing amazing projects. Like I mentioned, I'll upload the video of this thing that he made as well, and it's just killer. I mean, it's just like this beautiful single chip computer, and just the fact that he's doing all these things in assembly and generating these images, and you can go download the code and look at it and learn from it. So highly recommend doing that, and highly recommend checking out his other stuff. His books and everything are really fun too. He's kind of the skeptic style. So really appreciative of my coworkers for helping me get me set up with this. I definitely would have I don't know how I ever would have talked to Voya otherwise. And so it's just, I got lucky for this. And we'll be back next week with another set of interviews and another fun show. So thanks for listening to the Amp Hour. See you then.